Hey guys, welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect. Today, we're going to be creating ourselves an underground base, even further underground, and getting into some mystical agriculture. So, I hope you guys are ready. I think our base needs a little bit of expanding. As you can see, this is getting kind of cramped in here as we're utilizing the space that we have, but I definitely want to expand it. So, this little area right here, I think we could do something cool with it to create an automated door using some of the mods that we have available to make us just a double small little automated door. I think that should work really well, and just use a little bit of redstone ingenuity. And I think that we should be able to get this done today. So what we're going to need is a drawbridge. I went ahead and made this thing. This thing is pretty simple to make. Just requires a little bit of resources. But this is a drawbridge from Team Mechworks, which is pretty cool. So I think it's called Mechworks. Tinker's Mechworks. There we go. Yes, Tinker's Mechworks. And what I need to do is break a couple of blocks here, because what I want is a door that is going to start here. Of course, this is going to get opened up a lot, right? So I'll end up like tearing all this up, and I think we're going to have a stairwell down. Basically, this is going to be the entryway into our stairwell in our transition into a downstairs area. We might even have like an empty hall here where we walk in and we go zoop and go straight down using some of the ender pearls that we have to create some elevators that are in here. But first of all, I want to create a hidden door, and I mean really hidden. These drawbridges are really cool with what you can do. So if I place this here, I'm going to kind of give you guys an example of it. If we take this and open it up, we can actually put a material in this slot over here, and it takes on that slot. Look at that. You can't even tell it's there. It completely changes the skin of it. Now, there are some upgrades you can use right here. So like some time, things like that. Things to extend this further. You can choose whether where you want these blocks to be placed. And there's some pretty cool options. First of all, I just want it to go up. And it's going to go up as many blocks as you put in here. I think up to 16 until you use this range upgrade right here. The distance is going to increase the distance by 16 more. So what I want to do is hide this, create a button, so I can just press a button and the button will open the door. And then whenever the button is released, because we have access to some time buttons, we're going to talk about that here in a minute, I want it to release, and then the door come back up and hide basically where the door was at. This is going to be pretty cool project. And so it shouldn't be too much because this drawbridge is really, really cool. First of all, let's go ahead and get 2 of these in here. And I'll just show you what this does. So let me go ahead and activate this by placing a torch in here. You can see that with the torch, with this redstone activated, it doesn't have a mode to change the redstone mode. So with redstone activated, the door is closed. With unactivated, the door is going to be open. So we are going to have to invert the signal from this right here. So let's go ahead and get this started. I'm going to place a button right here on this door. And I need the redstone signal to travel down to this block here, basically. And that's not going to be too difficult for us. We'll have the redstone just kind of creep over here, and it's just going to stair step down. That should be a pretty simple thing for it to do. So it's just going to stair step down, and it's going to come down into this area here. And what I want it to do once it hits this part is I want it to be inverted. Right, I want it to invert right here. So let's go ahead and place the redstone down real quick. So the redstone going down, it heads down into this block, powering this block, which would in turn invert this redstone signal, and then this is going to activate this block here. Of course, and we can even raise this one if we want to. It doesn't really matter how you go about it, as long as the block that is connected to it is powered in some form or fashion. And you can see it is currently activated now. That's what we want. And we also want this block to be disguised. So let's go ahead and disguise that. And you notice there's 2 blocks in here. So what will happen is if I get a button, let's grab just any button. Let's see, stone. And we can kind of hide it, I guess, with this regular stone button. Even though this is not what I want to use. It's not what I'm going to use. Because you can see how quick that is, right? This button doesn't hold the pulse like I want it to. Normally you would use a pulse extender to do this, but you don't have to because we have cork. And Vasky has been nice enough with Quark to give us some timed buttons. Let's just do buttons right here. So what we have is we have an iron button and a golden button. And I don't remember the exact times, but I think that the iron buttons are better. Like the gold buttons last longer than the iron buttons. So let's go ahead and get a button. Just a regular wooden button, I guess, would work. What it showed. Mixed with that, we get an iron button. And so we can go ahead and replace this one with that. And that should hold the redstone signal for way longer than normal. And then I'll let you through. So this right here is really, it's a really awesome redstone mechanic that you can really only get through modded. So that's what we're going to go with. I'm really liking that. And of course, I'm going to place the blocks here. We're going to get everything hidden. And everywhere that I can place cobblestone, because of course I don't want mobs spawning, I'm going to go ahead and hide. But just like that. And then we can just completely conceal this thing. Look at that. So what we have is a button right here that is going to open our door and it'll let us through. We're going to need another one of these though. Let's grab some more wood. Another button. Because I want another button on the other side, just so I can get back out once we go in. And it's going to be as simple as just placing it on the other side. So when we want out, there we go. And we can come out. And normally, this door would be kind of concealed. And you wouldn't really know that there's a door there. I mean, the button kind of gives it away. But, I mean, to be honest, that's a pretty cool door. Not gonna lie. And it gives you plenty of time to get through. I think I have an idea of how I actually want to decorate this thing. So, down in the floor, I think I'm going to go with this sort of stripy pattern. Not even using this. I think I'm going to use black to, like this black stuff to outline the base here. And like I said, this is going to be like an elevator that's going to lead us down into a larger base. So I'm kind of excited to see how this is all going to turn out. This is where we actually get into our base designing elements, which I always love, sort of planning out kind of what my base is going to look like. We have a little bit of this marble, and this marble actually connects, but this marble's a little bit different. So if we leave this down here and we leave room for our elevator, we should have plenty of room here. I'm going to make this white here. And this top part is going to be lined with the black. And I think I'm debating on whether or not I should use my tool. I'm like, using the laser is great and all. There is a precision mode. But I'm always afraid that I'm going to end up breaking like everything. I could easily break all my redstone here if I'm not careful. All right. So by the way, this basalt comes from pretty much the massive pillars, or the whatever they're called. I guess they're volcanoes that are up in the sky. So here we go. We have that blocked off. And what do I want to put on the roof? Probably this marble tile here. I think that is going to set things off and give us an idea of where we're going to be heading. It is kind of a stark kind of contrast here, isn't it? Maybe I should actually line this here and close the roof off here a little bit. I don't know. I'm still debating. I might actually take this and make it the same as the floor. Yeah, I think that's going to be probably what's needed, like that. So when we walk in, we see this, and we might actually decorate this a bit more, add some more light other than just having a torch in here. Maybe we should put some lamps in the walls here. I don't know what kind of lamps we have access to. There's actually probably some really interesting lamps that we have available. So we do have these lamps, but we also have the cork lamps as well. Rainbow lamps, which change color depending on the redstone color. We have these different colored lamps from Blue Power. Oh, which are kind of like your old-fashioned red power lamps, except for without the cool fancy light effects. Man, it's questionable. I mean, we could probably go with these. Do we have? We should have some bone meal. Yeah, and that shouldn't be too bad for us to get our hands on. We take this and we turn it to white dye. And then we just create ourselves some powder here. And use ourselves some glass panes. And we get ourselves an inverted lamp, which should activate. And I don't know what this thing actually looks like in the wall. Oh! It is fairly nice. That is actually a fairly nice texture. It is very reminiscent of the old school lamps. I really like that, actually. So we definitely need some more glass. Oh yeah, sand. Oh, I'm gonna go farm some sand because we definitely need more glass, because that is going to be a main feature of our underground base now that I see how these lights are. You know what? Speaking of mining, I probably need to upgrade my tool with some fortune, because that would get me a lot more coal while I mine. And I think I have enough materials to do this. And really it's just one. I think we have lapis blocks just laying around. Do I have enough iron blocks? I should, and I should have enough gold blocks. And a couple of diamonds. We might be able to get this thing fully upgraded. The Fortune 3. Let's see. Do we have enough lapis? Do we have more laying around? I don't think that's going to be enough. But I could easily get some more lapis now that we have at least Fortune 2 on this thing. And I think we're able to pull... Are we able to pull upgrades out? I'm kind of... I don't know. Throw this in here. Yes, we can pull upgrades out. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that in there. And I'm going to go mining a little bit. I still need to go sand mining, but the thing is I really need more coal. We're out of power. We're running out of power here. I have been trying to use this, put this in redstone mode so I can turn this off so it doesn't use any of our coal, because that's the only way we're getting our system to work. This is using coal. Everything's using coal, so we need to farm some more coal, and I want to do it more efficiently. And having this thing with a little bit more, with it being a little bit more aggressive whenever it's mining things, I think it's going to totally work. So I need to get down here. I need to mine a little bit of coal, and then we can focus on everything else. So there we go. We can actually get that final upgrade on this bad boy. Now, I noticed the range on it just doesn't last as long now, which is, you know, we're definitely going to know that because it's going to be using more power every time it mines something. But if we're just mining random stuff, we can turn off a lot of the features and make it last even longer. And there are battery upgrades in which we probably will install later on. Also, I found some diamonds and stuff while I was down here. So one thing I probably want to do is keep my coal out of my system for right now and keep it stored in a chest just in case I lose all my power. I don't want to have to go mining again to really just farm all this. By the way, I know I can do quad ore processing. We're going to get into that eventually. As of right now, I'm not really too worried about the quad ore processing. I just want to get just some basic stuff processed so we have it available at our fingertips. So what do we need to do now? Well, I do have some ender pearls. I do have some string. So can I turn this stuff into wool? I can. Okay, so what I'm going to need to do is make some elevators. Now, we do have a couple different kinds of elevators. You have directional elevators, which will turn you to the way that this thing is always pointing, regardless of how we use it. So if I take this directional elevator and I have it pointed down, it's going to go in a specific way. So like if I walk in here and I crouch here and I'm facing this direction, I can have it turn me this way. Which will probably be a good idea if I'm going to extend the base a little bit further underground this way, but I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to have my base directly underneath this. I might want to extend it more this way. Just simple fact, there's a lot more landmass over here versus over here, so I can make it a little deeper, which is, you know, a good idea for most. I'm gonna go ahead and grab all this. By the way, eventually we'll have that thing fully automated. There are some things in here that we could totally use for that. Right now, I'm just using this for wool. Really useful for wool. So let's go ahead and just make our regular white elevator. And as you can see, the white elevator is going to change Making a black elevator would probably be a little bit more difficult. It's probably best that you make the elevator then just dye it instead of making all this black wool. So let's go ahead and make our white elevators. And we should be able to get 2 of them. Now these are fine and all. I don't think I want to dye them any other color. You know, actually dyeing them black might be good, but I don't think we have any ink laying around. We don't. So for right now, these are just going to be this color. And I still need to get some sand. As you can see, I haven't got that yet. So if we place this here, we know that we should be able to travel about 16 blocks underground and should be able to go through blocks, I think. I'm just going to basically mine down and start working on down there. After I get this mining gadget all charged up, and also grab some sand while I'm at it. And yeah, we'll be able to utilize this elevator to its full potential. So I've almost finished the underground layer. It's really cool. I'm really liking the design. The color palette, everything looks really good. And the use case that we're going to use it for, the reason we're making this, is going to be well worth our time. Let's check it out. First we walk down. We drop down the elevator by holding shift. And here we are. This right here is the entrance into one of our cellars, or one of our underground bases. And the lights, oh man, the blue power / old red power lamps. Oh, I really do love these. I've always loved these lamps, and I think they make the lighting in Minecraft look so good because of the way they just kind of just hang off the edge and kind of extend past, like 1 pixel past the actual block itself. It's so good. It's so good. But you can see right here the patch of dirt. Well, that's for a reason. I actually need to go in here and mine this out. By the way, I got some silk touch. That's how I got all this stone really quickly. And it was actually pretty easy to make. And I just need to break all these blocks for right now, because we're going to line this with water. And maybe like, well, why would you do that? Like, why don't just you put like 1 block in the center? Well, I want to try something different. I want to have this whole thing completely smooth. And I know I could waterlog a block, but I still lose out on that single crop, when I could basically just do this and fill this entire thing pretty quickly. All of the water is completely filled. And I could waterlog these, but this right here should keep everything saturated, including all the way out to the center. Because this goes 4 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what? I may need to waterlog a block right here somehow. I don't know if this basalt cobble is able to be waterlogged or not. And I don't know if there's a slab version of it. I might have created a problem for myself. But I can also plant sugarcane in here if I really wanted to. Let me go ahead and grab all these blocks. And I don't think there's a slab version of this, is there? There's of course not. So what I might do is I might change all of this up. And I really wanted something special here. You know what? We're probably just going to have to go with right in the center. Oh, I didn't want to do this, but this is going to, I guess, help us with the potential of having sugarcane on the edge. So, that is a plus there as well. So we'll go ahead and fill this back in. And all this is really ready to go. It's ready to be planted. And there's a lot of stuff that is going to be planted here, because we have mystical agriculture. So mystical agriculture is definitely going to be something that we need to focus on. So let's hop back up here and let's take a look at mystical agriculture. So to create just our base crafting seeds, which we're going to need a lot of inferium essence for this, which we have some inferium right here. We're going to need a bit more than what we currently have stored. And I would love to get some of these basic seeds, especially like redstone seeds and things like that. That'll make our life a lot easier. By the way, I've got to go and get rid of this guy. Oh my gosh. There's a cave back here that these guys keep getting caught in. What does this guy got to offer? Packed ice? Purification powder. Purifies blocks into surface world fair. Weird. Alright. You can go. These guys spawn so frequently. I wonder if there's going to be a mod that prevents them from spawning like they do, because they spawn a lot. Like as soon as they're gone, like there's just more spawning and they just create so much noise. Oh, I just wish, you know, after playing so long with this, you're just kind of like, oh, come on, can they just disappear? Oh my goodness. All right, so we need Inferium seeds. And this is just going to require this. This right here is a seed. This is a tier 1. I think we used to be able to upgrade these. I don't know if they're upgradable anymore. But basically, you plant these. Let's get a hoe. If I can spell hoe correctly. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a regular hoe. I'm going to use a moon hoe. Why not? And yeah, we should be able to just plant these. Just like normal. And you can see these will end up creating their own little plant. And what will happen is when we harvest this, it'll actually just give us Inferium. Which is going to be very useful. Especially when we get some crop automation started. This right here is why I'm harvesting tiny rubber. Yeah, seriously, I am so like working on getting this all harvested for a reason. It looks like a lot of these things are lacking power. That's why this never got power, but it's got a lot of latex to process. Just needs to get caught up with the power at some point. Oh boy, we're almost out of coal. I have to go farm coal some more. But luckily I have this. By the way, you cannot run this upgrade, so you need to take this upgrade out in order to put your fortune upgrade back in. And then you're good to go. But guys, I think we're getting a lot done. I think we're going to dive more into mystical agriculture. Mystical agriculture definitely has a lot to offer. We have really fast furnaces, I believe. Yeah, these furnaces right here are so fast and so efficient. They're well worth it. Like cooking speed, 120%. Fuel efficiency, 100. You keep going here, the fuel efficiency gets better and better and better. And it becomes some of the nicest things we can have. Also, I do notice there's some growth accelerators here. Awesome. Prosperity gem. Okay. So there's a couple of different crafting things, and that gives us 3 of them, which grows the plant above it faster. Range is in 12 blocks. I wonder if that range is like 12 blocks tall, or if it's like it affects a crop within 12 blocks of it. I don't know. I don't know how that is supposed to be done, but there's a whole bunch of stuff that we can mess with this. I mean, we have food. We can automate our supplies of all kinds of different stuff. Coal is something that I really want to get this seed done, but as you can see, we need to get into something new. What is this? A infusion altar? Some kind of weird thing that I don't know anything about. Activate with redstone. See, there's a whole new thing here. We need Prudentium essence, which we get from an infusion crystal, which we're going to have to make. So we're going to work on this probably next episode. We're going to get a bit more done. I do want some coal seeds because I think that it's going to be well worth it. Yeah, we have an infusion altar. Activate with redstone. I wonder if we need this infusion pedestal for this infusion altar to work. There's also a tinkery table, which is not implemented yet. So I wonder, I'm going to have to look into this and see. I also noticed that there is some nicer farmland, and I wonder if this farmland helps make things grow faster. I don't know. I'm going to have to look into this. All this stuff is kind of new. It looks like a lot of this stuff is kind of new here. We do have watering cans, though, and this should help the growth of our crops. We do have to get ourselves some mystical fertilizer, though, which does take a little bit of time to do. Until then, we do have a basic watering can, which I think only does 1 at a time. And I don't know if these have to be constantly refilled or not. That kind of makes it a little bit more tedious. And we have staffs. These are not implemented, so yeah, we have a lot to look into. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already. And also give this video a huge thumbs up. I really do appreciate all the support you guys have been giving on these videos. And I'll see you in the next one. And as always, thanks for watching.